Good morning, everybody. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Of course, we haven't said anything yet, but you are on the right track to listen to the Cindy Cochran Show. And we have exciting news for everybody. We have Bob Smiley in the house. He will be with me all the hour. And as I've been promoting and not exploiting, I know there's a fine line in that.
Can you explain the fine line?
Well, it's when you identify yourself with someone who doesn't want to be rude or crude, and I'm identifying with that person. And so I have said I'm not going to. I just tease with you had a life-changing experience. This is something that
we're jumping right into it.
No. We're not. I'm just saying. This is the tease for the next 15-minute segment. I just want to let everybody know that you're here. That you are here. And normally at this time, I like to take a few seconds to talk politics. But now that I found out that you're going to be going to speak at the Republican convention in Dallas.
Tomorrow.
Now, it's not the Cleveland convention. Everybody, don't get excited like it's...
Oh, no, I'm not that big. I'm not big enough to play the Cleveland, Texas convention.
So because Trump...
Although, I will jump in. My career's on fire. I played Paris, Texas.
You did?
2 weeks ago, yeah. They said it was the most populated flea market that they had. So, I am...
You are.
I'm still flying high from that.
It is so exciting. I told him, I said, so Bob, you want some red meat? We have plenty on this show. But I want to tell you that Hillary has not called in yet for advice. I've reached out to her so many times, like, call me.
I would have thought she would have emailed you, but she'd probably get in trouble.
Well,
she's got a little trouble with emails.
Well, actually, her and Cindy share the same issue.
Problem.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They don't know where their emails go.
They have no idea.
Mine is so private that I can't remember where that thing is or even to look at it. So it's no problem with me.
But in all honesty, now that hearing Cindy's issues, I believe Hillary.
So you made a believer.
There is a person out there, and there could be two.
That have no idea. I did get your email yesterday about Coulter turning 4 with a happy birthday wish, so I appreciate that. He's 16 now, but I did get that email from you, so you're getting better.
Okay. Are you writing these down? Okay, good. All right, thank you. And give them to Richard so he can use them periodically on me to keep me in check because it is difficult. No, but I had so many good things I could have said to Hillary and stopped. Some of the things that she has done has damaged her so badly. I mean, from the color of the pantsuit she's wearing, the cut of them, and she needs to be higher. They're making her look too hippie. And
husband choice. Oh, wait a minute. Is that...
And then using her husband on the campaign trail. And women who say, if you don't vote for Hillary, there's a special place in heaven a special place in hell just for you. Those kind of people that come on and say things like that, you don't want them. That's not good for you at all. So don't talk about Donald Trump when you've got that stuff going on. And please don't anymore attack him about him womanizing when he was 20 because he has too much to come back at you with. And so many of the young women that are following her have never heard the stories. They didn't go through Monica Lewinsky, Jennifer Flowers, and Kathleen Willey.
The show's only an hour, so you can't name all of them.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true. But when he comes out and starts talking about how Bernie Sanders people are sexist because they're talking about Hillary, and so I told her to keep him at home. She wouldn't listen to me. And then don't wear red lipstick when you're speaking because the red lipstick runs in the lines that are around your mouth. And I was just trying to be as sweet and as helpful as possible. And I'm older than she is, so I feel like I can, be benevolent.
Are you older than her?
Yeah. I think she's 66, or I think I'm a year older than she is. Yeah. So... I
hadn't got to the red lipstick thing yet because I'm, focusing on the issues, but we'll get to the important stuff, I'm sure, at the Smiley House.
But see, here's the deal, is that when these things happen, it distracts from when you're trying to talk about something serious, and I'm sitting there staring at like, who put red lipstick on her? Do they not see it? Do they not see that some of it got on the front of her teeth? Please listen to me, Hillary. I just try to help you. I just try. But from the beginning of when Trump jumped on the campaign trail, I was saying, I think this guy could do it. And people get so mean and nasty to me about, if you say you like Trump. And I said, I think this is going to happen. My son was going like, are you kidding me? And Sam was saying, he's going to explode. He's going to implode. This guy is going to be off. He's just doing this to help his, his TV series and all that stuff, all the things they were saying. I said, no, I got a feeling. I got a feeling about this. And and I've got it. I have it on my, on the feed that I have for my Facebook. I have a picture of him and his wife and his son, and I said, the next first family, and a big question mark, and this just drove people crazy. But there's a radio station host, Michael Berry. I'm not going to name names, but he has just, anybody that thinks about voting for Trump, he has called every name, knuckle dragger, Walmart shopper, no teeth, no business being alive, breathing in and out. I mean, I can't believe how mean he's been to people, and I just had to stop listening to. I love Michael Berry; he's so good, but he got off on everybody that would call in and say, "Well, I like Trump," and he goes, "Click, you're too stupid to talk to." The things like that he would say to people were ridiculous. So, I've been very fair and honest. I mean, if you want whoever you like is fine. Explain why you like them, and tell me where I'm wrong, and that's great. But
I'm totally open-minded, and that needs to be everybody's personal decision as long as they vote Republican. I mean, I'm
exactly
totally
right.
I'm totally.
I don't get
it is
it.
funny that you said about the lipstick, because as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, because I just got a new truck, and so the guy had an eye patch. And I'm an adult, so I should be able to look past it. But I couldn't listen to a thing he was saying, because it was all I could do not to shout out, like, "Army matey, let's batten down the poop deck and set sail for me treasure." I had to sit there consciously not. And then I spent another hour laughing at the phrase poop deck. Right. So I'm still working on trying to be a little more grown up. But yeah, I'm with you on the look of people are.
And the way
does affect you.
And I know he has said some outrageous things, and I think he is an entertainer, and the crowds get him going, and everybody just cringes, his wife as well, like, "Oh, what is he going to say? Please don't say that. Please don't say that." But when he says, "I can be presidential, but it's so boring, and I don't think y'all would come to my rallies if I act presidential, so I'm not going to do it, and quit trying to change me," and that kind of thing. And he's gotten more votes than any Republican in the history.
He's very colorful.
So,
I mean, he nicknames people and sticks with Crooked Hillary or it's like a junior high presidential campaign deal where he's a boogerhead,
Right. And I think, that's all you see whenever you hear the name. He's very smart. Someone told him about that. That psychologically, that's a great way to do it. But and little Marco he's gonna go in hiding for so long before people forget about that, or he'll start wearing shoes with lifts in them or something. But he is. He said, and I wouldn't be his vice president if he asked me. And Donald Trump has said, nobody's asking. Why are you guys doing this? I hadn't asked anybody yet. So he's creating his short list, which made people think that Marco was on it. But he's creating the short list, but he has said, I've got about 5 people that I think are really good. He's going to put out a list of who he
That's what that text was from. Okay.
Yeah, and I never got mine. But I think that the list of who he's going to nominate for Supreme Court is very important, and he's going to put those people out. And he said everybody I'm putting out there is close to Scalia as possible, and everybody's going to be happy with it. So the coal miners, of course, are loving him, and that he won in West Virginia and Nebraska last night. But Hillary lost.
Yeah.
Bernie is out there, and he's telling everybody that this is just, we're going to win this. I don't care what it looks like. We all can do the math, but I think we're going to still win. And she's a little shaken by it. I mean, I think
more than I thought so. Yeah, he's made bigger splash than I think anybody
ever imagined.
I saw a great photo the other day on Facebook, and by the way, listeners, if you follow me on Facebook, I am taking questions, so I will be able to answer some of those. And I'm already getting some in here, but I saw it was a Bernie Sanders sign, and somebody had cut half of it off and then taped their own personal sign next to it, and it said, "I saw you had a Bernie Sanders sign, and I don't have one, so I took half of yours. I'm sure you'll understand." That's pretty genius.
I love how the sign, the signs and stuff, how creative a lot of them have gotten, especially the protesters. The protesters are really fun to me, and I think it was so funny that Ted Cruz walks over to a Trump, has the Trump sign up, and he walks over and goes, "Sir, I would just like to talk to you about your Trump sign. And the guy said, if you can't talk faster than that, I'm going to sleep. I need. What do you want to tell me? And so he starts asking him about, this guy, he lies. Everything that comes out of his mouth lies. And he said, but you're called Lying Ted. And then so it's so funny for him to think that he's going to go change somebody's mind. I know that I am not, because I think Trump is going to be able to win. I think Trump will do things that he said. Maybe not everything, but he'll do things he said. He's going to turn things upside down. I love it. And that's what people like him. But when Hillary came into West Virginia and said, I'm going to shut down the coal mines, and there's going to be a lot of coal miners out of business, and a lot of coal mines out of business. And then she goes there and says, I want to be your friend. And this coal miner said, you put us all out of work. We're not working because of what you want to do, and you want to be our friend. She said, no, but I'm gonna create jobs here. With I've dedicated $30 million to bring in and get people trained and back to work. And so digging, putting trees and parks and things like that, I think is not going to do it. But the people said, we don't want your charity. We want our coal mines open, and we want this done. So Donald Trump comes out and he puts a coal mine over that hair. Now, that was a huge commitment that he took that coal mine hat, put it over his hair. And
I admire the hat. That's a gutsy move.
And he says, and he's acting like he's doing the coal, and everybody's screaming. Like Paul McCartney had walked out there in 1963. It was just, people were going crazy. And then he took the hat off, and the way he took the hat off was hilarious, because he pulls it out and pulls it over his head and puts his ducktail back in place, and he goes, that was hard to do. And they loved it. They just loved it. So they have somebody that says, we're going to put you back to work. We're going to have the mines open again. And they go wild. And so she lost big time in West Virginia and in Nebraska, and now she's kind of getting scared. We got a few more, and if they win California, if they take California from her, there's no way they can hide the superdelegates, I think, and figure this out. So it's going to go to the convention, and they were all talking about us having a bad convention. It's going to be great fun. So I am so envious of you getting to go up and stand up there and make fun of everybody, because everybody needs to be made fun of, especially the GOP and their ideas of what's going on and how they're going to unite the party. So have fun with that, and please let me know.
I'll go up with my gloves off if I get my check beforehand. Right. They may hold it.
Okay, listen, now that Bob Smiley is here, and we're going to be talking in depth with Bob Smiley in just a moment. Stay with us. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be right back.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe, or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Tune in to Chamber Chat with your host, Courtney Galley and Samantha Good, with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley. Samantha and I will chat about the Conroe Chamber's upcoming events and programs for the month. Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for Chamber Chat.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe, or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit BKMEYER.com, or call 281-221-4812.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
That's true, don't you think? You have.
You hadn't heard nothing yet.
So it just means there's more to come, Bob. Let
Yeah.
me explain that. Let me explain that to you.
So that last 15 minutes was nothing. That's basically a slam on my part.
No, you think that's something? Just wait till what's coming up. That's what it's for.
It is good to be back because I haven't been here in a while,
I
and I
know.
love the new changes. And by that I mean the one new poster you guys added
That's
to
right.
the wall.
That's right.
It's really,
But boy, Bob, you know what's coming up. The changes that are coming up. We're going FM.
you guys are going FM.
Big time. On two different stations, 104.5 and 106.1 is when that's going to happen, the 1st of June, in the first week of June. So we're going to be FM, and you can go get in your car, ride around, and listen to us, and it'll be great. But still, we're going to be on the internet. We'll be all over the world. We'll have our world station, and then we'll have the local station. It'll be great. So Bob Smiley is with me today, and I have been bragging and promoting and doing all this, and talked about there has been a life change.
It's been a crazy year
for Bob, and so I asked him to come share it because he's done a couple of talk shows. Getting ready and rehearsing how he's going to do this on the Cindy
to lead
Cochran
up to
show.
the Cindy Cochran Show.
Right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm
it's pre-game warm-up.
It's pre-game warm, right? That's right. And because he wants to make sure that he's going to say it correctly, not get too emotional about it and all that. But
yeah, it's
of
weird
course
to talk about. Like even now, like it's been over a year. I'm going to go ahead and tip the bit and let everybody know.
Here we go. Okay.
So over a year ago, my wife just left, moved out of the house, moved in with her mom, and then filed for divorce. And it was really, really shocking. I do have a joke about it that's really good though. That I did notice whenever I was sitting in the passenger side of her car, she started turning my airbags off, which is not true, but that's a good joke.
Such a great line, and also. It probably was true. He's probably just saying that. It probably was true. I can see her probably doing that.
Well, we've always been frugal, and those things are expensive to replace.
They are. They are. So it's the one who least needs to be there gets it turned off. So she left, and it didn't. Here's what happened. Something happened. I thought you had gotten cancer or something like that because you were coming in here, and you stood up there, and we always take a picture, and I put my arm around you, and I was reaching and hitting my own self, and I'm going like something is happening because this guy, you had lost so much weight.
Yeah.
So
I dropped like 38 pounds in like a month and a half.
Grief. So I asked him, I said, what are you doing? Like, what is your diet? He says, come outside. And he told me, and that, I mean, it stays with you. Your friends, the people that have known you for a long time.
Yeah, both of them have
been so upset. And it's upsetting. It's like, because I think about the whole thing about the kids, because the kids, we love those kids. You guys can make your own decisions and y'all can be crazy. But the kids who are going to have to, bear the brunt of it have been great because you guys raised them so amazingly.
Yeah, they're still struggling with it, but they're they've handled it so well, and their faith is so strong.
That's right,
because they've seen God do a lot of amazing things throughout the year,
right.
And so it's been and it was a shock to everybody. And one of the worst parts was when I would call people, like my friends, and I would say, hey, this is what's going on. And some people started figuring out, because I would always post all these amazing things about my wife.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just stopped. And so some of my real diehard fans started figuring it out, started emailing me going, hey, what's up? And at the time I didn't even, I didn't know how to respond because I didn't know even if I was going to go public or,
right.
with it or what, I had no idea because it was just such a out of left field,
right.
shock. And so then I had to call my friends. This is one of the worst parts of being a comedian is I had to start prefacing every conversation with, this is not a joke. This is
I bet.
sharing, because every time I would say it, the first 6 people I called, and they were all comedians, and they and everyone was like, "Come on, man, that's not funny." And I was like, "I'm not trying to be funny. Like this is literally my life now." And so that was hard. And then talking about it. Lakewood asked me to talk about it on stage one night.
I think that was great.
That was the first
brilliant.
time, and
good.
And I was just flooded at the table of people coming up because my message is, I still so pro marriage. Like marriage is a huge gift from God,
right?
And if you're both focused on God, it can be amazing. And so I talked about that on the stage, and then I talked about if somebody just walks away from you and breaks the vow, that God will never do that. And that message evidently is not being shared at churches, which it should be. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, hurting and struggling. Here's the funny thing, though. So I did Tim Hawkins' podcast, who's a comedian. He's starting to get good. I think he's going to make it. And he's got, I don't know, like 80,000 subscribers. And I talked about it on there. So that was kind of the first social media blast. Then I did the Darren Streblow comedy show, which is, on Clear Channel all over the country, tons of stations. Right. And then we put it online. So I thought, okay, everybody knows it's out there at least now, and people were, emailing me, like, we're praying for you and the boys and all that kind of stuff. And then I was in Bed Bath & Beyond the other day getting a Mother's Day gift. And I had like 20 Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. And I was walking around and I had them in my hand. And women kept coming up and was like, hi, how you doing? And I realized it's because I had all the Bed Bath & Beyond coupons. So it was the draw. And so, yeah. And so I took a photo of them and I just posted online. I was like, I guess women have figured out I'm single now because I'm getting hit on in this Bed Bath & Beyond like crazy. Oh, man. And it was just a joke. All of a sudden, it exploded on Facebook. And people were like, what? You're single? What happened? And I'm like, how have you missed? Like, I planned out all this great, like, okay, the Tim Hawkins deal, then Darren Streblow, and then it'll be out there.
And then Cindy Cochran.
Yeah, and then Cindy Cochran. Well, I'm leading up to the big, the big show. I never thought Bed Bath & Beyond would play such a role in my announcement of that, but that was the biggest splash. So
that is amazing. Well, I guess it's when you put Bed Bath & Beyond. Bed Bath & Beyond has every customer that's ever been there. If anybody says anything about it, it shoots it to all those people. So they got you got an email blast to all those people.
So and the hashtag was a bad idea.
That's exactly right. But I think there's an air about you, Bob. That certainly was the husband and all that, because you talked about it so fast. Like if somebody came up to you and said, hey, I'm married and I love my wife and I have 3 boys and so you knew how to fight that, and you were always fighting it, and especially on stage whenever you would do your stand-up, it was all about your family. So all the women out there that were, no, he's married, but I wonder how married he really is. Those people we're out there waiting for this.
Yeah, we don't talk about this a lot, but there are a lot of people that claim to be Christian, but they see somebody on stage and they will follow you to the hotel, or they will, slip a note in your hand and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a,
they weren't throwing underwear on the stage.
No underwear.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a cross, but it had their phone number written on it, so it was somewhat Christian. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it is. It's the saddest thing in the world to happen to somebody, because you feel like you have lost. It's a loss, and you have to grieve and go through those stages like that. And especially when you feel like, what did I do? And you want to take blame for it, and you want to be, you want to feel the guilt. I don't know why we do that. It was like, it's my fault. It's like kids do. Kids will say, is it something I said? Were we being bad? Do we need to be better? We'll be better. Y'all get back together.
Change. I offered to quit comedy. I actually offered to quit comedy. I was like, if that's what it is. And she was like, no, that's not what it is. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, I'd still, and then the thing is like, the only thing I can do is just pray, that she's happy, and, that's the decision that is best for her. I don't understand it or get it, but, that's the only thing to do is just, pray for her. But I had a ton of people praying, like emailing me saying, hey, I'm going to pray for you guys. And I'm always like saying, don't forget, pray for her too. This is, it can't be easy on anybody. And I don't even pretend to understand, what was going on, what's happened. I mean, there was, I have no idea.
Well, I think that a lot of times when these things happen, you do get free will choice. You understand it, because you can pray and pray and pray, but God's saying, wait a minute, here's the deal, guys. I've given you free will. You make your decisions. I will do what I can do around that rule, but there's deals about I can't go in there and strike her in love again.
Yeah, you can't make somebody want to stay married to you. And that was, and believe me, because I've tried. I did, everything. I bought cologne. I went way over what my comfort zone is. Yeah. No, the funny thing was I was getting all these messages, and it was like, we're going to pray for you guys. We're so sorry, so sorry. And then about every 8 messages I'd get, so about the Bed Bath & Beyond coupons, can I get,
how many were you holding?
I was holding about, I don't know, I think in the picture you can see 8, but I think I had like 20.
Well, see, guys, you should think, I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to meet all these women, because I'll go like, do you know where the stuff is? I don't know how to find, and they meet women. I talked to guys.
Is that how they meet women?
That's
now?
how they.
Because I have no idea. I haven't figured it out.
They thought that was such a great place because, and especially look helpless, not being able to find stuff. And I've shared this with Richard, and he's but he keeps going to Whole Foods and it doesn't work there. But no, he doesn't. He doesn't need any help with the women. They come by here and pants stand. They look through the window. They look through the window and pant, and it gets all.
I'm going to turn my chair around if they're
and everything is but when women are horrible. I mean, they're terrible.
Oh, here's what I found,
they're
Cindy.
Terrible.
Because last Thanksgiving, all three of my boys within a day and a half came to me. And I don't know if I haven't asked if they've talked about it beforehand, but all three of them said, "Are you going to date again?" Within a day and a half of each other over Thanksgiving. And I was like, and they all had different takes. My oldest son said, I said, "Are you okay with it?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't want you to date any of my girlfriend's moms." And I was like, "Well, then going to have to throw two back. I'm sorry." But that was his take. Trent was like, I want you to find a Christian girl. I want you to have a good Christian relationship. Like he was all more, focused on that, which is so sweet.
Great.
And then my youngest, Xander, he goes, if you date again, and I said, "Are you okay with it?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Is she going to be real good looking?" And I was like, "Well, that's the plan." And he goes, "As long as I have something good to look at, I'm fine." I was like, I was dying
He's
laughing.
such a player.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I think that, knowing that they're good, and you guys are amazing. That you both come to services to church.
Yeah, we still go to church.
You
together.
still go to
It's just
church.
So awkward.
And so the kids can sit with whoever they want to sit with, and it's fine. And the fact that Bob sits in the balcony when there's nobody up there, and he's great. And so it really does show that you guys are staying there. And on Wednesday nights you're there and you're playing basketball with the boys and all that. And there's still.
Well, I make so much money. Those kids are terrible.
Well, if you would quit hitting him, because the other Wednesday night I was sitting there and I see him take this girl who's bleeding, crying and screaming. He takes her over to the parents and says, "I'm sorry, what happened to her?" And then I'm sitting there. Then he comes out with Samuel, my grandson. And walks over, and Samuel's crying, and he's got hit. So I don't know. You guys are rough back there.
I felt like a war medic because I kept taking people off the battlefield and taking them to their parents, and then I would get back in. What happened was about 4 weeks ago, one of the girls that we're friends with at church threw the ball at Trent, and it hit him, and he picked it up and threw it back at her.
Oops.
And I said, "Trent, don't do that." And the girl goes, "No, it's fine." And so they started throwing, and then it was almost like, because everybody's playing their own games, basketball, knockout, all footballs being thrown. I mean, it's chaotic.
Yeah, it really is.
It's all different kind. All of a sudden, all the kids stopped, and they divided up, and the girls got on one side and the boys on the other, and they started this insane dodgeball, and it's been going every single week.
That's what it is.
Yeah, so that's what it is. But last week a lot of kids got hit.
Well, I'm very proud of y'all. I think that says a whole lot that you both are there with them, for them, and all that. And that's got to help them through transition. Now, I know that as a comedian, it was bad enough when you were married and talked about the family, and now that you're talking about the fact that my wife decided this isn't what she wanted to do anymore, and now I'm here. And it's been really strange and I talked to the kids about if I dated. All you need to do is say that. And so you have a line in your,
it's from your, floodgates. And here's what I found out for the 18 years that I was on the shelf. I had missed that all the women, all the single women had a meeting and decided to go crazy. So
we got to talk about it. Now, hold up. Okay. We're talking to Bob Smiley, a Christian comedian and a recent divorced person who the women are going crazy for. How are you handling that? And what do you do about that? I mean, there's got to be some kind of strategy you have now, Bob. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Real reality radio.
Hi folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and I want to invite you to join me every Saturday morning right here on Lone Star Internet Radio from 8 to 9 for Outdoors with Luke Clayton and Friends. Bill Dance is a frequent guest. Larry Weisser and Mr. Whitetail is on the show every week. We talk a lot of hunting and fishing and generally have a good time. So remember, every Saturday morning, 8 to 9, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we're looking for more talk shows and volunteer DJs for our music shows. With the addition of Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and the video aspects of our talk shows and music shows, we need more people to grow with us. If you're interested in having your own talk show on Lone Star, or always wanted to live out your dream of being a music DJ, contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com/contact us, or call the station at 936-647-5747 for more information.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Heaven's Army of Resources and Recreation Center is a 501c3 nonprofit organization featuring a 10,000 square foot building located at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas. At Heaven's Army, we offer over 26 different services free for all ages, from karate, dance, drug and alcohol classes, anger management, parenting, food and clothing pantries, to just name a few. We are supported solely by volunteers and private donations. Our main mission is to glorify God in all that we do. At Heaven's Army, we strive to be a hand up, not a handout. Come check us out at 19325 FM 1485 West, New Caney, Texas, or call for more information at 281-689-5864. You may also learn more about Heaven's Army by visiting our website at heavensarmyofresources.com.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that texting and talking on the phone while driving are not only dangerous, but also illegal in school zones and other posted areas. Drive safely and alert.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show.
Yeah, I was actually walking up to get Xander at school.
Yeah.
And I was on my phone. I was texting, and I was talking on the phone. And I walked by a cop. But I was walking, but I was in the school zone. And I looked at him, and I go, this doesn't count, does it? You know, because it's like a big deal not to have your cell phone.
Right.
And he goes, yeah, I'll let it slide this time. And he was just messing with me. Like he knows me, sees me walking around all the time. But
what's so bad is that they make you wait in line for like an hour, and they tell me I can't use my phone, and
we're
don't
Americans.
Use your phone.
What are we going to do? Read a
Hello?
book?
Yeah, exactly. Or just sit and watch everybody waiting in line and smelling the fumes. That makes me so mad. But I didn't know it. I was on my phone, but I never read the sign. Imagine that. I never read the sign that says no cell phones with a big slash in it. It didn't look like my cell phone, so I thought, well, okay.
I don't have a flip phone. I'm fine.
Yeah, especially that. Okay, we've got Bob Smiley with us. If you're just joining us, you know Bob Smiley. He is a world-famous Christian comedian, and we're so excited that he had a break in his schedule to come here. And I've been making him promise, and this is at church. I'm making promises, so guilt is a terrible thing to waste.
I thought making me put my hand on the Bible whenever I answered you was a bit.
Well, you're going to be here, and so he came in, but especially he came in because somebody that doesn't shop at Bed Bath & Beyond, I can never get that right, may have not heard about the fact that Bob is divorced now, and it wasn't something that he takes at all lightly or thinks that's the thing to do. But this is, like sometimes the other partner makes the decision, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's a big message that I have for married couples, is that if your marriage isn't good, don't just let it go, and don't walk away. Like, there's so many tools, there's so many ways to make a marriage good, right. And especially if you're a believer, God can renew any marriage. Like, right. I honestly still believe that. And so, I always tell people at my shows, like, if your marriage isn't good, man, don't just make it a priority. You got to make it a priority. And hey, somebody's asking on YouTube, on Facebook, if this is going to be on YouTube. Like, do you guys still post it? Okay.
Yes, we do. Yes, it will be archived. And so today is May the... What's today? May
11th.
11th. Okay, so that's what they'll look for. Bob Smiley, May 11th show. And you just go to YouTube, type in the Cindy Cochran Show, search that, and a plethora of shows will come up. And then search out Bob Boy. Oh, my word. You're not on Tinder, are you?
No. I am on a dating site. I got on a dating site because
wait, you did?
Okay. Yeah, because I was in Chicago,
yeah.
and I had a 3-hour layover, and I was bored out of my mind, and so I texted this friend of mine from Nashville, and she's been single forever, and I was like, man, I'm so bored, and she was like, sign up on this, and it was a website called Plenty of Fish, and I got a friend that's a comedian, Rich Jones, and his joke is it's called Plenty of Fish, but it is all bottom feeders because it. And she was like, sign up and you'll never be bored again. That was the quickest 3 hours I've ever spent in an airport. I could not get over all the profiles and all the... I mean, it kind of made me mad as a comedian because I worked so hard to write great comedy, and it's all on one website right there for me. It was just... And I will only date Christians. Right. And so I would look at somebody that would be like, I just want a good Christian man to treat me like the princess God has made me. And then you look at the profile, and they're doing a keg stand, in a bikini. And I'm like, wait a minute, if you're going to dress for the job you want, girls, dress for the guy you want.
Right.
Like there's so many variables in the dating thing now.
Now, what about Christian Mingle?
Mingle.
Is that too serious? Is that too serious, or are the others just fun and you just text back?
Well, I did Christian Mingle for like a trial period, and then I canceled it whenever you're supposed to cancel it, and then they still charged my card, and so I called them and I was like, "Hey, you guys charged my card, but I canceled it last week," and they were like, "Well, we don't show a record of that."
Oh no!
And I was like, "I know I canceled it," and he goes, "Well, no, I'm sorry," and I was like, and there was nothing I could do. They just charged my card. So I still shut it down on principle that,
Oh, man.
I was like, are you guys Christian Mingle? And he goes, we're more mingled than, we're not affiliated with the church. And I was like, okay, I get it.
Okay. Oh, boy, they have absolution through something. But
yeah, I'm in no hurry to date. I crave companionship, and I, don't want to be, lonely is not the right word because I'm
needy more.
Yeah, needy. Yeah, I gotta have somebody do the dishes. They're piling up. No, that's another thing I found out is I'm actually a neat freak. I didn't know that about it. I've learned a lot this year, but I'm very clean, and I used not to be because, our deal was, I had the career and I would, bring in the money, and then she would take care of the house. And so, I didn't know how to change the lint out of the vacuum cleaner or the dryer, and I had to go learn all that kind of stuff. And that's where my mom was super helpful. Like she would call me. It was almost like a spreadsheet. She would go through daily. Like, okay, today, open up your Skype, and we are going to go through how to make lasagna. Like she did cooking classes and all this like clean stuff. And yeah, she's been great.
That is wonderful. Well, I mean, that probably hit them hard, but they're so wonderful. You got great parents.
My parents are amazing,
and will help you in any way they can get you through it.
Yeah.
But that you're not hurting, and you've got every gorgeous girl trying to.
Well, gorgeous is another. Because here's the other thing I found.
Oh, what?
When I was first of all, it is weird that I'm getting responses from people because I still view myself as the goofy little high school kid because that's back when I dated.
Right.
So I still I'm still the guy who can use chapstick as deodorant. So I don't really see myself as a. But here's what I'm finding: I'm in my 40s. I have an actual career. I have a house.
Right.
I am somewhat in shape.
Yes.
I am a commodity. I am the gold of in the 40 like age group because every other guy, if he's single, evidently there's some reason why he's single. And so I'm finding out that it's not that I'm cool. It's just like I'm the coolest one in the bunch, which it doesn't say a lot, but
no. But Bob, you stand up on stage, and these hundreds, thousands of people will sit there, listen to you, laugh, and just go crazy, and they want your autograph. You are the rock star to Christian, especially your Christian group, and that. Yeah. So you stand up there, and even before they find out that you're not married, they have been, just dreaming about what if, I could date someone like Bob Smiley.
Isn't that weird that a microphone makes that difference?
Difference.
That's so ridiculous.
That's why I've got such a big microphone here. I'm trying to make that magic work. No, but it's true. It is somebody that you're up there and people treat you. And I know it's weird. I'm sure it was weird for you the first time you started getting that kind of adoration and you go like, wait a minute. I haven't done anything. I haven't
Yeah,
cured
to me, I'm
cancer.
like, this is just my job.
Yeah.
I can tell a joke. That's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
And I'm making fun of me, and I'm making myself look weird and silly. And you're laughing, but you want to go out with me? I don't.
Yeah.
get it. But that it's got to be difficult then when you go on that first date.
And you got to figure out, are they dating you because
That's right.
of the, somewhat
Celebrity,
fame?
yeah.
Or are they after your money? Like
Yeah.
2 days ago, there was a lady who, I figured out pretty quickly. She was the cashier at the grocery store, and all she was like, it's $56.17. I'm like, hey, let's get to know each other first. It was real obvious. She wanted was my money.
It's so hard.
Here's the other
paranoia.
Here's the other thing that was not going on when I was in the dating line of work earlier. There are now airbrush apps. So now, when you see a picture of somebody, that is not necessarily who they are.
True, and if it's just from the chin to the eye, probably.
Yeah. Or an aerial photograph.
Photograph.
I get a
That's
lot of
even
people
worse,
sending me like, here's me in a pasture, and I'm like, well, I appreciate that, but no, like the first, and I haven't dated a lot because I really am kind of trying to slow my roll and the kids are my priority, so I'm not trying to jump into anything. But when it works out, so I've gone out, some, and the first couple of times I showed up and they was like, hi, I'm so and so, and I'm like, oh, do you have is there another person that I'm supposed to because they don't look like at all.
Because
the airbrush apps.
Yes.
So no girl online looks like the way she looks online.
No.
Which I don't know why you do that. And the guys are evidently the same way because I read like profiles and the girls are saying, please look like your picture. Please look like, and I'm like, why would you not post what you look like? Because when you show up, you can't hide that. So
no. But well, I think a lot of people have gone to the text dating, and that's just about, and that's as far and as deep as they actually want to get.
Yeah,
is like, let's text.
Yeah, girls will say that. I don't want a text buddy. I want somebody to actually go out with. So I'm having to learn all these like phrases and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a mess. Don't ever get divorced. If you're married out there, do not get divorced.
It's not worth
Worth
it. You have to. Something is so much. This is so much better than what's out there. But we talked about how women are so ridiculous nowadays, and because it's not all their fault. Society makes them feel like you got to put yourself out there literally.
Yeah.
And that's
their worth.
Yeah.
That's where they get their worth. I heard a quote one time that said, I understand why women think that a guy is better than nothing at all, but I'll never understand why a woman thinks she has nothing at all.
Oh,
and
that's
great.
That's great.
Their worth shouldn't be who they're dating like that. But it is. I mean, and so I haven't gone out a lot, but the ones I have gone out with have fallen super quick, and it's like really like, I hid my profile, so I'm not going to date anybody else. Like we're exclusive thing, and I'm like, I just met you at McDonald's. I mean, yeah, I supersized your meal, so I came on strong.
I hid my profile from anyone else.
But they do that immediately.
Took the ring off, and
it is. That's what they do, and so the first two girls I went out with they immediately started. One of the first ones I hope it's okay to talk about this, but she was laughing because that's my go-to move.
Yeah.
So I was flexing my bicep and she was laughing. No, that part's made up. But no, she was laughing and she goes, "Oh, my sides are hurting. You are so funny. Let's write letters to our future kids, telling them about our first date." Like she went straight into that, and I was like, "What?" Whoa. And she was like, "Well, I mean, if it does work out, I think it'd be fun." And I was like, I was so taken back by it because we'd been out for maybe an hour, and she was already, I was like, I didn't do it, but I was like, what do I write? Dear future non-existing kids, your mom's a psycho. Be glad there was not a second date or something like that.
Imagine because of the speed of everything now, you have to jump on that carousel and just go like, I got it. I don't know if I can hang on or not because everything happens so fast. And there's, you understand the attention span is, like you say, seconds, and then they're ready to talk about something else.
And here's the mentality of it, though. I got to grab him before somebody else does.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, you're going to end up in a bad relationship if you jump in. I'm definitely not going to jump into something right away.
Because rebound has a really negative tone to it, and so, but women understand there's that window of opportunity.
I got to grab him. I got to grab him.
And when they're weak and vulnerable, it's like predators. But women could be, nowadays, I mean, the coy imagine finding someone who might be a little bit, coy and not going to just tell you everything about themselves first date. But do they want to talk about your divorce? Or are you feeling like, I don't want to be that guy that just got a divorce and I have to talk about, my wife and how mean she was to me or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you have
that's
that?
the thing. Yeah, I'm very, I will never say anything negative about her at all. Because, again, you don't know what somebody's going through. You don't know what the real, thing is.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't really like talking. But there's two kinds of dates. One, that you go out and all they want to do is they want to, start new and not talk about the past or, and just move on and stuff. But then there's the other one, which I call the interview date, where they want to go through, and it's like being on a talk show where they're like, okay, now why were you divorced and how long have you been divorced and can I see the divorce decree? I'm going to need some documented proof of
that you are. Imagine though, women and how, they've probably been on these dating sites and all that, get burned, and so and guys as well. But there are some telltale signs. Have you found those? I mean, like maybe the way the picture's taken, or they're so blurry you can really hardly see them, or things like that.
If it looks like a Bigfoot photo, then
that's why
you probably are in for a bad time.
Bob Smiley's been here. This is so exciting, and he will be on. He will be on our not my Facebook. He will be on YouTube. There's so many places, SoundCloud, and that you can hear this guy.
MySpace.
Yeah. So
Zanga.
We'll be back in just a couple of seconds to finish up the Cindy Cochran Show. So don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Hey Conroe, mark your calendars for the second annual Great Conroe Hot Dog Giveaway. Join the American Legion Post 411 on Memorial Day, May 30th at Candy Cane Park from noon to 4. This free event is open to the public. Help us remember our fallen soldiers and stay for free hot dogs, refreshments, and live entertainment by the fabulous Cheyenne James. Visit www.americanlegionconroe.org for more information.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for joining us, and I know it has been your pleasure because we've had Bob Smiley on here doing all kind of, just revelations.
I didn't get to any of my Facebook questions, so I feel bad, but let me just answer them real quick. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so, but this show will be on our archive, and so it's going to be May 11th, and with Bob Smiley, so you can go to that and find that when we get that up. So probably give us a few days to get that on, and then you can listen to the whole thing again, because you'll go like, "Hey, Mary, did you know that Bob? No, really, he is. In fact, he's dating anybody that'll ask him." And so here. Please.
That's not true. Sometimes I ask them.
Sometimes you do?
Yeah.
Hey, Brianna Donahoe just said, "Hi, Bob," with a bunch of exclamation points.
She's been great. There's been several people from the church that have really reached out and been encouraging, and she's a great person.
It's good to have a church family when things like this happen. It's always good. Anytime something happens in your life that you need help with, it's great to have a church family. So I'm glad
they understand why I'm not tithing now, because I can't afford it.
That's true. That's a good point. Very good point.
No, I'm still tithing.
You guys are such great parents, both of you and Wendy, and we just, we pray for Wendy comfort and to get through this as well with you, and we appreciate you, Bob, and thank you for coming on. You got to come back, okay?
I know. I need to start getting this like more of a set schedule.
Yeah, well, Bob is going to be in Dallas tomorrow at the Republican Convention, not the national. This is Republican Convention there in Dallas, and so you said Ted Cruz will be there. That's going to be touchy.
I know his family's going to be there.
Okay.
But I don't know if he's going to be there.
All right. So it's going to be interesting. Bob's got to report back what he said. And you guys watch tomorrow. We're going to have plenty of red meat tomorrow. We're going to be talking politics tomorrow because so much is going on. And it's what I love to do is to talk about this stuff. And I'll be giving you sources. Dick has said, you know what? Yeah, I think I called you Dick. I'll never call you Dick. Richard said, you've got to start giving some sources of where you get this stuff so people don't think you're just making this up. And it's not. I will give all the resources, but it's just my perception of what's happening, and that's my reality, and that's what we call the show Real Reality Radio. So you guys be listening tomorrow, and if you have questions, if you want me to talk about something specifically, please Facebook me, and hopefully if they don't edit it out or they just say we're not going to let her talk about that kind of stuff. But go ahead. Let's just try. Let's try to get it under the radar. Zuckerman will not edit this out, so just go ahead and send me anything that you want to on my Facebook, The Cindy Cochran Show. We'll be here tomorrow, 10 to 11, every day, 10 to 11. Thank you, Bob Smiley. It's an honor to have you here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right, well, we'll see you. Did you work at Chick-fil-A?
No, but...
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schisler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schisler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.